All right. Well, of course, Anthony Copeland, we've been tracking it all, back here at the station, and we know it just does not look good for those communities.
And we know that there are people here who have properties down there or have families in that area. So what is standing out to you right now, Anthony?
Well, I mean, the wind damage is taking a back step when it comes to the life-threatening storm surge that's on the way. And this part of Florida usually have the worst when it comes to the storm surge because of the low-lying areas. And right now, Tampa Bay is under the gun with the path of Milton, and that is not good news when it comes to that wall of water we've been talking about. We're talking about significant storm surge, 10, 12, 15 feet. That's life-threatening, folks. Right now, a Category 4 storm sustained maximum winds of 155 miles an hour, moving to the northeast at about 8 miles an hour. Right now, current path moving right on top of Tampa. If that holds true, we're looking at significant storm surge in that pocket of west coast of Florida where we have Tampa Bay. So that wall of water is really just going to be funneling in and staying, giving a 1-2 punch when it comes to the remnants and also just the impacts of Milton. For the next 4 hours, all quiet, 60s and more fall-like weather on the way. My full forecast coming up.
Okay, Anthony, thank you.
So like I said, we all experience hurricanes and everything, and sometimes they like to use scare tactics when it comes to mainstream in media and everything. But we're going to, deep dive into it and everything. So go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take about Hurricane Milton coming to hit Florida, Central Florida, exactly?
Yeah, I do think that Central Florida should be worried, but a lot of the other side is not. Also, too, companies are going to make millions and millions of dollars. Home Depot, Winn-Dixie, Publix. And I just tell people to be aware, self-aware about that. Guys, folks in North Carolina was thinking like that. That is true. And I'm not saying to not be prepared, but I'm just saying, like, I think maybe you speaking to somebody who's been through Hurricane Andrew and where everything was out, the United States Army was passing out MREs out. And I remember this vividly as a kid. There was nothing out there. People was breaking into stores. It was complete anarchy. But you've been through one hurricane, you've been through a lot. So there's certain things you prepare yourself to, stack up on water, make sure your houses are boarded up. Sometimes, and then it's worse goes to worse, go to the bathroom and get in the tub.
See, here's the thing. Right now, like you had the mayor of Tampa. She made a comment on CNN. I'm sorry, I'm sorry we didn't even play that clip, but she made a comment on CNN when she spoke about the situation. If you are in the Tampa area, if you don't get out of those zones, you are gonna die. Now, we've been, like Hakeem stated, we've been through Hurricane Andrew, and people that lived in Miami at that time, Ken Dog could relate. Anybody that was living in Miami around Hurricane Andrew, they could tell you how disaster it was because of the fact what people wasn't prepared. If you prepare and you know what you need to get during a hurricane season, you should be fine. Now if you're living in zone A and zone B, those are normally all the water area. Those are the beach area. To me, you need to evacuate yourself out because those areas tend to flood. Now you have some people that are stubborn, that don't want to leave the property because the simple fact is they own the home. They say, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I want to see the waves go up all the way to the sky. Those are ignorant people. But most of the people that understand that are Floridians, they know when to leave the area. They're not gonna stay there. But people that's being disobedient and say, hey, I want to stay there during the storm, you taking a big risk. Get out of there, go to somewhere. Say there's a lot of shelter right now that's provided for you. You don't have to go too far. The storm is coming, I think, Thursday around 8 o'clock in the morning. So you guys should be fine. Like I said, I have relatives that do stay over there. They're not in the warrior area. They're more likely in the the city part, the housing and stuff like that. They don't really have that much to fear. But at the same time, if you live in those beaches area, get it somewhere safe. Don't be out there because some people like to go surfing. Hakeem and Joe, some people like to go surfing. Like, I'm gonna go on a tidal wave. Yep. Don't do that. Don't risk your life. Just get out of there. The storm gonna pass over. Normally the hurricane don't even last that long. It normally lasts like a couple of hours and then move fast. So. But I think the news is taking it way, way too far. and I think it's scaring a lot of people. Right now, we don't even have the video clips, but if you go in the grocery store now, everything's completely wiped out, completely
Yep.
wiped out. Go right ahead, Jordan.
I was gonna go to the surfer things because there's a lot of surfers from California and Hawaii. They be waiting for big hurricanes to come. They will fly over from California or Hawaii, and they will go all the way to Florida, and they be riding the waves like that. And I seen clips of stuff like that. I remember when Hurricane Irma was supposed to hit and everything, supposed to hit Miami, but it didn't hit Miami. It went through to the 40 Keys, and it went up and everything. So I experienced that. So when it comes to like surfers, these are big surfers' dream. They come when they see a hurricane like this, they'll come and they'll enjoy themselves and everything. And I'll tell you this too, when it comes to like Louisiana, Texas, Georgia, the Carolinas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida are the most prepared when it comes to hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
They are the most prepared. Why? Because Florida is kind of in like a hurricane. It's like in a hurricane alley, which hurricane is most likely to hit that state than any other state. But you guys, right after the Hurricane Andrew hit you guys, like Florida has been very prepared. When it comes to state of emergency, when it comes to make sure you have because you have your supplies and everything, be ready, all that type of things. And when I moved down there, and I learned how to prepare for hurricanes, I was ready, all that type of things. So people that lives in the water, Ronnie says, get out, evacuate. But you live in inland, you should be okay. As long as you're in the hurricane and hurricane evacuation areas, you should be okay.
And now that is also a rumor. They say FEMA right now don't have enough money to help people that's also dealing with the previous hurricane. That's also a lie because recently I just saw a report that said they have about $8.6 billion unused money. So they do have money. I don't know what's going on in North Carolina with the FEMA situation. So I think right now Ron DeSantis, he's really upset at the Biden administration because right now we are in hurricane season. They should not too much hold the money back. The money need to be released because they're gonna need it. Because a lot of homes and stuff is gonna be destroyed, especially if there's a category 5. Right now it's a 4, but they say as it get closer to September, it should be a category 5. Same thing like Andrew, but now Florida's more prepared than it was back then. And then I think 1993, if I believe so. So guys, if you're listening in, you are in the Tampa area, just be mindful and be careful. Please get out of that. Just get out of the city over there if you near the water area because it's gonna be dangerous. They still working on the future. I think right now, I think they tried something out. Hakeem and Jordan by the hospital. I think they build like they had it in the hospital. They build like a shield. So I think that's the future. They're gonna start doing that so the waves won't go as high as the shield. I think the shield like right there. I think it's 14 feet. I think it was in Tampa Hospital, but that's gonna be the future to avoid the flooding from happening. But until then, guys, make sure you get someone safe. Be safe. Make sure you have your supplies. Make sure you have the battery. Make sure your phone charged. Just get out of those flooded areas. Don't be ignorant because it can be very, very, very dangerous. And like I say, there's a lot of places that have shelter as well. So we just want to dive in because we all Floridians. So I just want to make sure Jordan want to make sure we do a topic on this as we head forward to the other topic. So pray up, stay up, sleep well. It's a hurricane coming, guys. Go right ahead, Jordan. Do your thing, big dog.
All right, let's go on. Let's get into it. So let's talk about Method Man. So